You are Locked On Braves POSTCAST, part of Locked On Sports Atlanta, your team every day.
And welcome into the Braves POSTCAST, part of Locked On Sports Atlanta, following a 5-2 victory for the Braves over the Padres on Saturday afternoon at Petco Park. As always, I'm Grant McAuley, joined by Jake Mastroianni of the Locked On Braves podcast, and we're excited to get into this one. A lot of good stuff happening for the Braves, and I think it all started with Ian Anderson. We're going to dive into all of that, get you set for the series finale, which happens on Sunday. But before we do any of that, I want to make sure you're subscribed to the Locked On Sports Atlanta channel. Make sure you click the bell, enable those alerts, and get notifications every time we drop a new video. But Jake, let's start with it. We wanted to see Ian Anderson come out and establish himself. He was able to do so. It was an inauspicious start with the walk to lead off the game. But after that, man, there's not much to quibble about when it came to the results for Ian Anderson on this day.
Yeah, this was huge. This was a big start for him. We talked about it on Postcast last night. We even went as far as to call it a pivotal start for him. If he would have had another, rough outing, doesn't make it out of third innings, you got a lot of questions. So this was a very huge start for him. Glad he was able to get control, as you said, after a little bit of a shaky start.
Well, the Braves offense also able to carry over the momentum of that win against the Padres on Friday night. We wanted to see that. Some consistency, not just from Ian Anderson in starting this game, but also the Braves bat, starting to work count, starting to see some of their hard hit contact become base hits and or home runs. And this was a good day for home runs, and it started very early with Ozzie Albies hitting the first of 3 for Atlanta on this day. So let's take a look inside the box score and let you know some of the big performers of this game as we really dissect and chop it up, if you will, if you'll pardon me that particular pun. The Braves improved to 5-5 on the year, 5 runs, 9 hits, no errors, and 7 men left on base. Padres dropped to 5-5, 2 runs, just 4 hits on the day, no errors for them, and 3 men left on base. The winner, Ian Anderson, improves to 1-1 on the year, so evens up his record as the Braves get back to 500. Nick Martinez takes a loss. He drops to 0-1, and Kenley Jansen got a very hotly contested save by the home plate umpire, Bill Miller. We'll get to that a little bit later. Just a bizarre scene at the end of the game and completely and totally unnecessary. But again, we'll get to it a little bit later. So, Jake, as the Braves hit 3 home runs in this game, Ozzie Albies getting things started with a bang. 3 consecutive games, all 3 games in this series, he's hit a home run. That's certainly good to see. It's reminiscent of his buddy Ronald Acuna Jr., isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And for the last 5 games as well, I tweeted out the other day, thank you to D. Strange Gordon for getting his home run stroke going. But it certainly has, and it's great to see. I mean, what better way to start off the game than a leadoff home run? And yeah, we hope to see a lot of that even when Acuna returns.
Yeah, we've gotten a little bit used to that, a little bit spoiled, if you will, when it comes to leadoff home runs. Ozzie Albies doing the honors today. Game was just under 3 hours, 2 hours and 57 minutes, crowd of 36,924 on hand to see it at Petco Park. So a good day for the Braves offense, a good day on the mound for Ian Anderson. We'll jump into a little bit more of what was going so right for Ian in just a moment, but I want to let you know the Braves Postcast is sponsored by Built Bar. All Built Bars covered with 100% real chocolate. They're low calorie and high protein. Replace your candy bars with these. They are better for you. Most Built Bars contain 130 calories and 17 grams of protein, while the average candy bar, 200 to 300 calories and a whole bunch of sugar, just stuff you don't particularly need. At Built Bar, they're all about taste. They make it taste delicious and figure out how to make it healthy, and you're going to be blown away with what you find. Go over to Built.com, use the promo code LOCKED15, and get 15% off your order. That is Built.com to check out all the flavors from Built Bar today. As far as building a win is concerned, Ian Anderson's start was a big part of that. 5 2/3 innings, 2 hits, 1 earned run, came on the home run by Jurickson Profar on really the only mistake that Ian Anderson truly made in this game. Only 1 walk. I will circle that in red. 7 strikeouts, 89 pitches, much more efficient, Jake. This was everything I think you wanted to see from Ian Anderson. The only thing I would say is, yeah, you'd like to have that pitch for the home run back, and maybe if he could have gotten to finish the 6th inning, that would have been great too. But all in all, man, there's a lot to like here today.
Yeah, this is the Ian Anderson we've become used to, right? And even that Profar at bat, it was just a really great at bat by Profar, who had the best swings of the day by far off Ian Anderson. He fouled off a lot of tough pitches down and away, and then Ian Anderson finally left one kind of middle in that he was able to just sneak inside the fair pole down the right field line there. But yes, we talked about at the top that first batter for Ian Anderson, just doesn't have the command. I'm thinking, here we go. Then he falls behind Nola, and Nola rips one, and luckily it was a line out, and it looked like it might be another start for him. And then he just really settled in after that. He got that changeup working, got it working in the zone, and it was basically unhittable at that point. And then that really, I think, settled him down. He got 16 swings and misses on the day. 11 of them were on that changeup. Half of the time that they swung at that changeup, they missed it. So it really was pretty much unhittable for him. 89 pitches, 56 for strikes. So that's a good ratio for him. Every now and then he throw a pitch and you think the command is gone, but that's kind of what we've seen from Ian Anderson in his starts. But he's able to quickly regain composure, regain that command. And yeah, this was the Ian Anderson we love to see, and hopefully we see going forward.
Yeah, hopefully this start is the first of many that have these kind of results for Ian Anderson. And quick shout out to Manny Pena working behind the plate with him, because after that leadoff walk, I feel like Pena was able to slow him down, kind of get the pace going right, and they didn't start kind of abandoning pitches. And maybe the fastball command can be spotty at times, but they stuck with, I think, the sequencing that they needed to, and the changeup. I mean, that's one of those pitches. It's a feel pitch. It's something Ian Anderson has developed over the past few years in the Braves minor league system. He wasn't drafted with this pitch. Somehow he has managed to turn this into his absolute best weapon, because that's what he goes to get all those swings and misses you were talking about. And we saw a lot of them with the 7 strikeouts on the day. But Pena did a great job behind the plate. He did a pretty great job at the plate. And it could have been better, but Trent Grisham robbed him of a 2-run home run early on. And then Pena, he wouldn't be denied. A couple of runs knocked in before this game was done. So in addition to the home runs from Ozzie Albies, from Matt Olsen, and from Marcell Ozuna, Manny Pena was handling business behind the plate and at the plate. Good day for the Braves backup catcher.
It was, and that rob by Trent Grisham, that was tough, but I'm glad that he got a little justice later in the game, able to poke one the other way. And I thought that was a significant swing, because we saw that from Travis last night as well. Both of the catchers in 2-strike counts just poking it the other way in big spots. I saw Ozzie do that as well, with Manny Machado being the only player on the left side of the infield. Unfortunately, went right to him. So I love to see those kind of 2-strikes approach from these Braves hitters, just going the other way with it, beating the ship. Great to see that. But yes, a very good game from Manny Pena. Got a sac fly later in the game as well. But yeah, that 2-run homer being robbed, that is a tough break for him for sure.
Yeah, hopefully over the course of 162, those things even out, but he was able to make some contributions at the plate. Of course, we talked about Ozzie Albies starting things out with a home run, but there was another one from Matt Olsen, his second one in a Braves uniform, one of 3 hits on the day for him, and he reached base 4 times with another walk. He's got 11 free passes on the year, tops in the National League. He also leads the National League and is second in all of baseball in on-base percentage. Safe to say the Braves are pretty happy to see what they're getting out of him in the early going. And it's another piece that bodes, I think, so well as to how it's going to fit when you have Matt Olsen batting second and doing as well as he is. You have Ronald Acuna Jr. reestablishing himself at the top of the order, hopefully in the next, under 3 weeks now, as far as the timeline is concerned. They hope to have him back on May 6th for the series that begins with the Brewers, and a rehab assignment right around the corner for him. Austin Riley, then Marcell Ozuna, who hit another home run, an absolute no-doubter to left field today. That's a pretty great top 4. So if Ozzie drops down into 5 in the order, you continue to lengthen the lineup. Then you have Duvall, you have d'Arnaud, you have Swanson, you have Eddie Rosario, who showed some signs, I felt like, today. Drew a walk to keep an inning going, made a nice running catch in this game, almost had a base hit, kind of cost him his own base hit by sliding into first base rather than running straight through. But be that as it may, if you were looking for signs, you were seeing a lot of them. And Dansby with 2 hits and Eddie Rosario showing some signs at the plate of coming around. That'll be even more that the Braves have going once they get Ronald Acuna Jr. back, setting the tone at the top of this order, which I think, Jake, is going to be pretty dangerous all season long.
It will be. And having Dansby get those couple of hits today, and Duvall, that's what we've been talking about, the bottom of the lineup, flipping it over, and Manny Pena as well. So having all those guys going and getting on base, that's only going to be better once Ronald returns as well.
Yeah, and that return, again, could be sooner than later. We're hoping, again, May 6th, the reports that we're seeing the last couple of days. Ronald already playing in extended spring training games and already hitting home runs. So that always a good sign. He's worked out very hard to get back, and it looks like it's right around the corner. Meanwhile, we have a game right around the corner, game 4 of this series. But before we get to that, we have to talk about how they closed things out today, and that was Kenley Jansen. You would think, nice, easy 9th inning. That's pretty much what he had, but how he got there was a little bit strange. I guess he took a little bit too long getting to the mound for the liking of home plate umpire Bill Miller. who refused to let him throw his final warm-up toss. This is bizarre and unnecessary because the time that they spent arguing about it after the fact, it would have been a lot simpler to let Kenley throw one more pitch, in addition to just being a complete and total distraction that a game and a pitcher does not need.
It was, and again, I've never seen that. I tweeted out, I've never seen that before in my life, and I watch a lot of baseball, so very strange. And Kenley was obviously very thrown off by it and upset, and I think that had an effect on him in his first couple of pitches to Machado. Therefore, he was able to regain his composure. Look, I'm all for pace of play, speeding the game up. If he really was throwing extra pitches in the bullpen and that was enough, that's fine. But give him a heads up when he comes out there or something. But again, never seen that before in my life of watching baseball. Completely unnecessary, like you said.
Yeah, all of that over what amounted to, or what appeared to be, just one more pitch. And I don't think that really hurts or helps the pace of play, especially if you got to stop the whole game so that some guys can argue about it for a while. But Kenley Jansen, all's well that ends well, and locked down his second save for the Braves. Now they're in position to potentially win their first series of the year. So let's talk about that. But before we do, betonline.net is your number one source for all your betting stats and sports info. Find all the latest sports developments, league reviews, and news, including this year's NBA playoffs and the start of MLB as well this year. BetOnline is your source for all your sports wagering information, from live betting to playoffs to esports and more. Head to betonline.net today and learn more. BetOnline, where the game starts. Well, the series wraps up on Sunday. It is game 4. The Braves looking to take 3 out of 4 from the Padres. They split their 4-game set against the Reds. They lost 2 out of 3 to the Nationals. Come on the road looking to win a series behind one of the highlights of the young season. It's Bryce Elder making start number 2, and it'll be Yu Darvish, the veteran right-hander, on the mound for the Padres. I really feel like, if Bryce Elder is able to do anything close to what he did in the first time that he faced major league hitters, he's going to give the Braves a pretty good chance to win this series on Sunday. How about you, Jake?
He will, and I'm just excited to see him pitch again. Obviously, I want to see if he's able to continue to just be aggressive in the zone and let those pitches that have so much movement on them horizontally, vertically, all of his pitches move, and he's able to create that weak contact. Want to see if he can replicate that on Sunday as well. And then what Yu Darvish is going to show up. He had no hit stuff in his first outing on the year, and then didn't make it out of the second inning in his second start of the year. So who knows? We all know he is capable of, being one of the best pitchers in the league. But so far this season, it's been very mixed results for him.
Yeah, hit or miss, one would say, for Yu Darvish. And he's had seasons like that where it's just been kind of back and forth, up and down. You don't know which guy you're going to get. The Braves, though, hoping they'll get the hittable Yu Darvish as they face him on Sunday night. It's going to be the ESPN Sunday night game of the week. 7:08 is the first pitch. Again, Bryce Elder against Yu Darvish, game 4 of this series. The Braves trying to climb back above 500 and get themselves some momentum, as they'll be continuing this trip out in California and meeting the LA Dodgers when they're done with the Padres. Game 4, Petco Park, 7:08 p.m. Eastern Time, ESPN Sunday night game of the week. That'll wrap us up here for the Braves Postcast. Enjoyed talking about what was another complete win for this Braves club. We appreciate you joining us and hope you do after each and every Braves game. The Braves Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Atlanta. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel and hit that bell, and make sure you're getting those alerts and notifications every time we drop a new episode. For Jake Mastroianni, I'm Grant McAuley. That'll do it for us. Once again, the final score, it was the Braves 5 and the Padres 2. Join us tomorrow for another Braves Postcast. But for now, so long, everyone.